Coastal fish farms in Singapore are now better prepared for plankton blooms which occur as a result of environmental factors. The Agri-Food and Veterinary Authority has been working with coastal fish farmers to develop mitigating measures against plankton bloom occurrences in the long run. Plankton blooms have been occurring in Singapore since 2009 and it's likely to happen every year. In 2015, over 50 coastal farms across Singapore lost more than 500 tons of fish to the plankton bloom, causing some fish farms to lose over $1 million in earnings. To mitigate the impact of a future occurrence, this fish farm has installed a system that can be quickly deployed. Fish is simply transferred from nets to canvas. It's a quick and affordable measure that coastal fish farms can adopt without disrupting production.
We can just simply deploy it in a very fast way and very efficiency. And the productivity of it is actually very high. And of course, it has a very great benefits. It gives us a business continuity to prevent any disruption of our production.
The AVA has commissioned projects to develop similar systems. 5 companies were awarded the tender in April 2015. So far, 3 companies have already demonstrated their systems to the AVA. Blue Ocean Harvest has created a system that deploys canvas bags with a water treatment system, and Singapore Aquaculture Technologies have created a production unit that uses above sea level tanks. During his visit to some of these coastal farms, Minister of State for National Development Koh Po Koon lauded the efforts of these farms and encouraged more farms to jump on the bandwagon. AVA is helping fish farmers by monitoring the plankton count in Singapore waters. It has also developed a colour-coded SMS alert system to warn farmers of an impending plankton boom. Located in Tam Nong district of Dong Thap province, Trom Chim National Park is a tourist attraction of the Dong Thap Muay region, featuring a broad and diverse range of animals and plants. The most well-known of these is the red-headed crane, which mostly gather here during February and March. During the flood season, visitors to Trom Chim have a chance to experience the daily activities of the local people. And during the dry season, tourists can skim across the river on motorboats while watching birds fly around looking for food. Lee Chi Lin, a tourist, said this was his first time to Trom Chim. He has seen a lot of bird eggs and visitors like him really love it. The service is also well organized. Mai Ngok Hugh, another tourist, said he is happy to see so many positive changes in Trom Chim National Park. There are more outdoor services for visitors. With an area of over 7.3 hectares, Trom Chim National Park is home to diverse flora with more than 130 species. There are also hundreds of species of vertebrates, dozens of species of fish, and nearly 200 species of water birds, accounting for 1/4 of the total species in Vietnam. 4 red-headed cranes have recently returned to Trom Chim. This shows that the national park provides favorable conditions for this rare bird species. The Brunei Shipwreck, discovered in 1997, is the most important discovery in Brunei Darussalam's maritime history, and is now easily accessible to the general public worldwide through the Brunei Shipwreck iPad application on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. The launching of Brunei Shipwreck iPad application and education was held at the Brunei Maritime Museum in Bandar Seri Begawan. The Minister of Culture, Youth and Sports, Pehin Datuk Haji Halbi bin Haji Muhammad Yusof, launched the event. Brunei Shipwreck happened 500 years ago when it was discovered. Now it is time to have an educational story to be brought to life through eye-catching illustrations and interactive features such as 3D graphics, interactive quizzes with high-resolution images. The Brunei Shipwreck apps will now allow users to have an extensive access on digital data of the nearly 2-decade-old content. The discovery of an important history of Brunei Darussalam through archaeological findings will also be available in educational pack for all schools to be shared with the younger generation. This also includes the nation's awareness for cultural heritage of the country. The public have the opportunity to view and experience the application at the Brunei Shipwreck Gallery, Brunei Maritime Museum. Visitors can also visit the Brunei Maritime Museum to view the Brunei Shipwreck Gallery itself, which displays the bulk of the recovered shipwreck, more than 13,000 artifacts. The discovery has provided tangible proof of the trading objectives of this fleet, as what Brunei was once before as a trading empire in the Southeast Asia. Myanmar has begun operating its first electric streetcars with assistance from Japan. Myanmar's National Railway launched the service in the larger city Yangon recently, along a 6-kilometer stretch of an existing line for diesel trains. At the launching ceremony, Rail Transportation Minister Nyan Tun Ong said a new age has begun when Myanmar will use electric streetcars just like those in Japan. A company in western Japan, Hiroshima Electric Railway, provided used streetcars. The Japanese government also sent engineers to help Myanmar with the project. Many people took a ride on the first electric streetcar. A passenger said the Japanese streetcar is comfortable and it will help to ease the terrible traffic congestion in the city. Only diesel-powered trains have been used in the country before. Myanmar's government plans to expand the electric train service. Japanese government officials hope the technical assistance will boost the reputation of Japanese railway technology in Myanmar and lead to the export of Shinkansen bullet trains to the country. Malaysia continues to be the choice destination for foreign investors, especially those who are actively involved in the food and beverage industry for halal food products. Due to this, local companies have been given the green light to produce traditional cakes from other countries. Recently, a frozen foods company in Kedah was given permission to produce the Japanese traditional cake called mochi. According to Ambang Dorongan Private Limited, ADSB Operations Director Nur Hazwani Aznan, their company has signed a deal with a Tokachi Sieka Company Limited from Hokkaido, Japan. That company is famous for producing various types of Japanese traditional cakes. For a start, ADSB will produce 3 types of mochi, that is original Daifuku mochi, matcha Daifuku mochi and sakura Daifuku mochi. The 3 types cakes have received halal certification. Nur Hazwani said the recipe is fully from them. They have been taught the technology on how to produce the cakes. Since the cakes are frozen, they have to thaw them and then cook them again, with the frying, steaming, and they are ready to eat. Apart from the Japanese delicacy, ADSB, which started operations in 1999, is also famous for various local frozen foods. The amount of food waste generated in Singapore has increased by nearly half over the past 10 years. And as this is set to grow in tandem with Singapore's population and affluence, Environment and Water Resources Minister Masagos Zulkifli said there's a need to rethink reducing, reusing and recycling food waste. In 2014, Singapore generated around 790,000 tons of food waste. That's like having each person throw away 2 bowls of food each day. And only 13% of the food that was wasted was recycled. The amount of food waste will only increase, but the country has only one landfill left, Semakau landfill. It's expected to run out of space in 35 years if habits don't change.
Unfortunately, we do have old cultures that we need to modify. As an example, banquets, where we produce so much food and so many variety in a menu. That's really, I think it is quite onerous to finish everything. And indeed, the intent is not to ensure that you don't finish everything, to show there's a lot of food provided on the table. So these things need to change without totally changing the way we live as a community in Singapore.
That's why the government is seeking the public's ideas on how to build a livable and sustainable Singapore. Around 40 people from various walks of life sat down recently to discuss ways to tackle food waste. Some of the proposals put forward include teaching communities to make compost out of their food and getting supermarkets to educate consumers about food management. For 21-year-old Sumita Tyagarajan, she has already started to raise awareness of how much food is being wasted here. She started a Facebook photo album featuring plates of uneaten food.
I hope that through the photos and through that description that friends and people that see it and share it can actually reduce their food intake.
Eugene Tay, founder of Zero Waste SG, is looking at developing an app that can match companies with leftover food to individuals or charities that need it.
Looking at best practices and case studies from companies. So companies who are doing their part to reduce food waste, we try to document these kind of best practices and make it available to their peers in the industry.
But Mr. Masagos said more can be done. He said that it will take the combined effort of the authorities and Singaporeans to make Singapore's vision of becoming a zero-waste nation a reality.